Dette Andreas Sola, og du hører på Sola og Cola. Vi nå på Retrospillmessen her I dag med David Wise.
Hello.
Yeah. So, David Wise, you're a famous composer of video game music.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have been composing for a very long time.
Yes, I've been composing music for at least 30 years. I've done it since I was a little kid.
Yeah. I have a question for you today about how were you actually involved in Donkey Kong Country 3?
My involvement with Donkey Kong Country 3 was purely at the beginning because I was going on to a different project.
Yeah.
It was Evelyn Novakovac's project. She was the main composer on there. I helped her out. I think I did about 5 tracks. Don't know which ones I did, but I'm pretty sure it was 5. And then she carried on and finished the game off as I went on to a different project to work on that.
Okay. So you didn't do Peach's Castle team, as there's a rumor about it that you did.
Peach's Castle. When I write for video games, I mean, people aquatic ambience. I know it's called aquatic ambience, but for years it was the water level in DKC1. Yeah. And when I write something, that's what it is. The actual name, I've got no idea. So I don't think I did Peach's Castle. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So I would say that was probably Evelyn.
What kind of music do you listen to?
That's a good question. I listen to lots of music really. I'll listen to rock music, I'll listen to opera, classical, Latin, jazz, anything as long as it's good. Anything that's inspiring to listen to and provides some fresh inspiration, I always find it's interesting to listen to.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite bands?
I have favourite bands, but if you ask me what my favourite one is this morning, by this afternoon, that will have changed, and it will have definitely changed by the time I've woken up tomorrow. Recent stuff that I've been listening to is Joe Cocker. What else I've been listening to? James Brown. So it really does depend.
No, okay. Do you play any video games yourself?
Not really. I'm one of these people who, when I play video games, I'll start playing and be obsessed by it. So the last game I played all the way through was Zelda, very early copy. It was on the NES.
Yeah.
And I just played for 3 weeks solid, and that's not a good use of your time. So I sort of scratch the surface with video games. So obviously I play the ones I'm working on because I'm directly interested. But when it comes to actually playing games, I just don't have enough time. I've got this big list of things I don't want to get through in life, and I've worked out I need about 5 lifetimes to do all the stuff I already know I want to do at the moment. Yeah. So video games would get in the way of that.
So have you ever beaten a Donkey Kong Country game?
No. I get about 70% of the way through a game and then give it up.
Yeah, because they are very, very difficult.
They are pretty difficult. I can normally scrape through levels eventually, but there's much better game players than me.
Did you find some kind of new inspiration when you wrote music for Tropical Freeze, Tengami, Snake Pass, and Yooka-laylee? You were gone for a while, but then you came back better than ever.
Yeah, I wasn't really gone for a while. Let's see. When I was at Microsoft, when Rare were owned by Microsoft, I was, and they still are by the way, but when I was working, so we'll start that question again. When I was working at Rare under Microsoft, I was working on quite a lot of prototypes. I did the odd conversion for Nintendo, but a lot of the stuff I was working on were new ideas and concepts, and they just, for many reasons, didn't reach the light of day. They weren't produced, or they didn't go to market. The things these days with video games, there's such a large amount of money involved in making them before somebody's going to invest upwards of £20 million or $30 million or whatever it is. They need to think that it's the right product, and if they don't, it means that all the work you've done for the last year or so gets shelved. So it just means that all the work that you've done might not be applicable, so they'll move on to the next idea. And for some reason, when I was at Rare, when Microsoft owned it, there were several of those projects I was involved with. I took a year off for personal reasons, and but that, obviously when I took that year off, I left Rare and decided to go it alone.
Yeah.
But I've never not been busy. I've always been working on something. It's just nice that with Tengami and Tropical Freeze, Snake Pass and yooka-laylee shirt, that I've got a nice lot of games to work on, and with all fresh games that you're working on, you've got inspiration, and you can take different ideas and bring different things to it. So with Tengami, it was nice to explore Japanese style instruments like the koto.
Yeah, because it felt like you were almost reborn when I heard the Tropical Freeze soundtrack. It was so magical.
Yeah, I love working on the DK license, and it's a lot of fun, and I like fun things, and it was nice just to have a light-hearted, feel-good fact type of game. So yes, I really enjoyed that kind of work.
Of all of your works, what is your
So we're just doing a bit of an interview just for a few minutes. So come in, but be very quiet.
I'm just gonna grab some things. If you don't mind me.
It's okay.
See you later.
I watch your show.
Oh, thank you.
Of all your works, what is your favorite piece or soundtrack?
I think Forest Interlude and DKC2, just from a technical point of view, the SNES is it's only got 64K of memory. It's got fairly limited processing, as in it's not the most powerful processor on there, but it was powerful at the time. And there was no ability to do filtering on the Super NES chip, and there was no ability to do portamento, so I had to emulate it. So I got a synth doing a synth sweep, and I took single cycle waveforms from that, and then I re-sequenced, as in it's playing lots of different waves in a sequence, so it sounds smooth. So we've got that working, and then it's sliding from one pitch to the other all the time. So just from a purely nerdy technical point of view, to get that working on the SNES was a very cool thing to do if you're as nerdy and as technical as me.
Yeah.
So I like that one.
Because I think too maybe DKC2 might be your best soundtrack ever.
It's I enjoyed working on it, but I enjoy working on all of them. So I was on a mission to prove that the even with 64K, you can write a good soundtrack and really go for it and do magical stuff with it.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite Rare game too.
Okay, thank you very much.
What kind of taste in movies do you have?
Movies?
Yeah, if you watch any movies.
The last movie I watched was Back to the Future.
Oh, that might be my favorite movie of all time.
Yes, it's a cracking movie, and I haven't seen it for a long time. And it actually gets better the older you get, for some bizarre reason. And there's a lot of jokes in there that until you're a parent, and you have a bit of life experience, they just float over your head. So I was watching it again. It was absolutely hilarious. There's a ton of stuff in there I didn't understand the first time. I mean, I enjoyed it the first time. It's one of my favourite films as well. But to watch it again now with the a bit of life experience, it is just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching 2 and 3 again, just to see if there's any different perspective on it. But I'm also going to watch La La Land. I haven't seen that. Apparently it's very good. The last film I went to the cinema to see was a film called Sloan, and that's about an activist in Washington who's trying to get some political leverage.
Yeah.
And that was you had to think about that film. It wasn't purely entertainment. You had to invest a lot of energy to get the best out of it. So I quite like films, so I'm pretty open to watching different ones.
Are you looking forward for the new season of Twin Peaks? If you're a fan of that?
Last time I saw Twin Peaks was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, The last season I saw on TV was Haven, because my son was really into Haven, and we'd sit at the dinner table and put Haven on. So that's the last thing I saw. So as for Twin Peaks, I don't know.
Have you ever watched any Japanese anime movies?
Oh, I went to see one at the cinema not so long ago, which started out, I forget what it was called.
What was it, Your Name?
No, it was with Scarlett Johansson in.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah,
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, yeah.
That had started out as an anime film, which I'm actually going to go and see. And although it didn't do very well at the cinema, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was actually very good.
A really, really good film,
Yeah.
and it reminds me of Blade Runner. So it's probably going to be.
Yeah.
It's like a fresh version of. It's so stylized.
Yeah.
I like stylized things. You know, it's focused, and I can't understand why people aren't jumping up and down about it. Great film, go and watch it. I didn't even, I've not written the music for it. And the other thing with that film as well is that the original composer did the music for this one as well.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I understand.
Oh, okay.
It's something I'd read, so just double check your facts on that.
So there you heard it. David Weiss, he recommends you to watch Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I'm looking forward to owning it on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever they come out on these days. Download it.
So, Grant Kirkhope, he wants you to tell me about Madison.
Oh, just just before Grant being given a job in America, we were working at Rare. He was just down the corridor from me, and the singer in the band that my friend John and I had, we were just a trio. So we had the drums and bass on backing and some of the keyboards, and John played guitar, I played saxophone, I still do, and we needed a singer. So I convinced Grant to join our band as a singer. Now Grant is a very dynamic personality. He's great fun, and he's very good at entertaining people, and yes, definitely an inspired choice, and I was gutted that he was going off to America to work, because it meant our band lost a singer. So it was good fun working with Grant with Madison. So not only is he a great composer, he's a very good frontman, singing, playing. I mean, his guitaring is awesome, by the way. I know he'd gone on tour with as a support band with Van Halen and a few other bands, and guitaring's awesome. So it's definitely worth checking out if you get a chance. So he did the guitaring on Star Fox Adventures. He
did?
Yeah, that was Grant Kirkhope.
Oh, okay. So you didn't record anything with Madison? No,
we were just a shameless covers band, and we'd go out just for the crack of playing, having a few beers, and having fun.
Okay. So last question. Would you be interested in doing another Donkey Kong Country soundtrack? Please say yes.
Well, I'm always, of course. That's a silly question, really. Of course I would, but at the moment, if I was to be asked again, then obviously I'd entertain that. But I'm busy with other stuff at the moment.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me, David Weiss.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for interviewing me. So
nice.
Okay, nice one. Thank you. This is David Weiss, and you're listening to Sola and Cola live at Retromessa in 2017.